Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Hannan, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Edinboro University. Welcome to the virtual graduate student commencement ceremony. Let's please take a moment to honor America first as we sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. We have assembled here today to recognize the completion of graduate degrees by our students. As you are graduates are the future of our nation, you will be the artists, the educators, the healthcare and helping professionals who will make our world more beautiful, who will guide our children, and who will heal those in need in our society. And that journey begins today. It is always an honor to celebrate students' hard work and accomplishments, and I congratulate all of today's graduates on achieving such a significant milestone in their educational and their personal lives. We should all celebrate the gift of knowledge gained by each of our graduates and anticipate the many great contributions that they're going to make both to their professions and to society. Edinboro University is proud to be served by an outstanding faculty committed to promoting student learning, scholarship, and service. Engagement between students and faculty, whether in the classroom or online, is the heart and soul of Edinboro University. Representing her faculty colleagues and presenting the ceremonial mace is Dr. Lisa Brightman, a recently retired faculty member in the Early Childhood and Reading program. Dr. Brightman first joined the Miller School at Edinboro University in 1992 and then joined the Department of Early Childhood and Reading. She earned a baccalaureate degree in elementary education from Mercyhurst College, a master's in elementary education with certification in early childhood education from Edinboro University, and a doctorate in instructional design and technology from the University of Pittsburgh. Dr. Brightman served in many roles, including as assessment director for the National Council for Accreditation of Teacher Education and the live text liaison for the School of Education, where she successfully assisted in obtaining national accreditation for all of our education programs. She also obtained over $315,000 in grant funding for technology integration in the classroom, including an Apple grant project that was recognized by the Smithsonian Institution. Dr. Brightman has collaborated with area school districts to implement STEM investigation into the schools, which led Edinboro University being selected to participate in the 100,000 in 10 STEM Challenge, a national group of educators, government officials, and corporate leaders working to promote STEM education nationally. Dr. Brightman's role as mace bearer today for the graduate ceremony is symbolic of the central role that faculty play in the academic and personal development of Edinboro students. Thank you, Dr. Brightman, for your dedication to your students and the university, and for serving as the mace bearer today. Dr. Guiyou Huang became Edinboro University's 19th president in July of 2019. Prior to his appointment, he served as chancellor at Louisiana State University in Alexandria. And while at LSUA, he developed new academic offerings, expanded the international program, and forged relationships with the city of Alexandria and other institutions locally. Before joining LSUA in 2017, he served as Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Dean of the Faculty at Norwich University in Vermont. He was also the Dean of the Biscayne College of Liberal Arts and the Dean of Undergraduate Studies and Programs at St. Thomas University in Florida. In addition to earning advanced degrees in China, he completed a PhD in English from Texas A&M. He holds honorary professorships at a number of international institutions, as well as certificates in management and higher education leadership from Harvard University. Please welcome President Guiyou Huang.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the academic success of more than 100 of our Edinboro University graduate students. Thank you to Trustee Higham, Dr. Brightman, Provost Hannan, and student speaker Danielle Kepner for your participation here today and for your contributions to Edinboro University. It is my special pleasure to also acknowledge our degree recipients, their families, and others who have supported them through the challenges of graduate studies. With perseverance and commitment, you have covered a great distance together. I'm privileged to join you virtually at this special moment in your pursuit of lifelong learning. The achievements we celebrate today will serve you, your professions, and your communities for years to come. Your success in Edinboro University degree programs and your future accomplishments as professional and civic leaders fulfill the mission of our university. You make us very proud. Well done.
Trustee Danielle Higham of the Edinboro University Council of Trustees will now offer greetings on behalf of the Council.
On behalf of the Council of Trustees, I am pleased to extend our congratulations to the 2020 graduates of Edinboro University of Pennsylvania's graduate programs. You have spent 2 or more years of your life and a considerable amount of your intellectual and financial resources preparing for this day. You have determined that this advanced degree will better equip you to make changes for the better of your family, your community, and your country. My trustee colleagues and I would like to assure you that an advanced degree from Edinboro is an investment that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. I would also like to acknowledge the family members who are attending virtually today and thank you for the sacrifices to make this day a reality for your children, spouses, partners, and parents. Once again, congratulations to the 2020 graduates.
The student address will be delivered by Ms. Danielle Kepner, who is graduating today with a Master of Arts in Counseling and a concentration in art therapy. Ms. Kepner describes herself as an artist, a helping professional, and an adventure seeker. She is employed as the clinical specialist in a therapeutic emotional support program for middle school students in South Central Pennsylvania. Upon graduation, Ms. Kepner will continue in her role as a school-based therapist as she pursues counseling licensure and credentials in art therapy. She is passionate about exploring neurobiologically informed approaches to addressing traumatic stress in children and adolescents, which she has also studied through her graduate thesis research. Please welcome Danielle Kepner.
Fellow graduates, I would like to invite you into a moment of pause and self-awareness. Draw your attention to your body. Maybe your heart is pounding faster than normal, or perhaps the pace of your breath has increased. Or maybe you feel tightness in your muscles, or even the need to fidget. All of these symptoms are a response to your excitement, nervousness, anticipation, and pride. In this moment, we are experiencing stress. Historically, stress has been viewed as something to be feared, managed, and even eliminated. However, the new science of stress shows that the foundation of all health and all life is our stress response system. Its sole function is to protect us. During my studies in counseling and art therapy here at Edinboro University, I was presented with the opportunity to research the human response to stress. Specifically, I explored how an interdisciplinary art and equine therapy program affected the adrenal stress hormone levels of girls in the juvenile justice system. The key, as found in much of the literature reviewed for my study, is not how much or how little stress we have. Rather, it is how we think about stress that enables our bodies and our minds to react accordingly. How we think about stress can literally add or subtract years to our life due to our mindset's impact on our physical health. Now, as graduate students, we surely do not need an extensive explanation as to what stress is, as we have surely been living it during our time as students. One definition of stress that I found particularly impactful, however, I think is worthy of note. Dr. Kelly McGonigal, a research psychologist and lecturer at Stanford University, defines stress as anything that threatens our meaning, explaining that stress and meaning are inextricably linked. So in other words, rather than saying, "This is so stressful," imagine saying, "This is so meaningful." We are currently experiencing a collective moment of profound meaning and accomplishment. And as we receive recognition for our cognitive achievements, our physiological stress response is activated by what this means for each of us. When imagining this moment, relishing in the completion of my graduate degree, I began drawing some parallels between commencement and one of the greatest and most challenging adventures of my life, hiking Angel's Landing in Zion National Park, Utah. Just 7 days before the world seemed to pause due to the global coronavirus pandemic, I began an ascent up a 1,500-foot rock formation. As the climb became increasingly intense over the course of the trail, I assumed that as I would crest the peak, I would experience an overwhelming sense of peace and relief, a feeling of success for completing the trek. Instead, standing atop of this mountain and looking out into the great expanse of the valley, I was overcome by worry, fear, and a deep sense of expectation. Something about this moment was threatening my meaning. Standing on that summit, my eyes experienced wider horizons than they had ever been given the opportunity to see before. Similarly, graduate school has provided each of us with the opportunity to expand our vision by learning the convictions of our peers while diving deeper into the details of our own passions. Looking off the cliff, I noticed the path I had taken to get to this moment, including the many sets of switchbacks. I am convinced that for my fellow graduates of the class of 2020, we have each experienced plenty of unexpected switchbacks among our trail to graduation. From a global pandemic, social unrest, natural disasters, and charged political discourse, grief has riddled our time as students. Not despite of, but in light of these obstacles, we have reached this new height, similar to that of Angel's Landing. As I grappled with the weight and the expectation I was feeling at the peak of this mountain, I had a realization that the goal for me was not to reach the summit and live forever there. Now, I had to survive the climb back down. In the same way, we cannot stay atop of this mountain of commencement. We are now preparing to begin our descent back to the valley. Descent is a dual process, a delicate balance of holding on and letting go. We must hold tight to the successes and the challenges that through our stress response, we are able to utilize for our growth. We hold on to the hardships and the meaningful experiences that have been a staple to our educational journey. But we must simultaneously let go of this temporal experience of the summit in order to go out and share with others in the valley. This perspective from the top, though breathtaking, is simply mobilizing us for the destination below. So as we begin our individual climbs back down the mountain, let us embrace our body's stress, both now and in the future, as proof of profound purpose. Your heart pounding is energizing your body for action. Your breath is refreshing your mind for clarity. And the tightness and fidgety feeling is showing you that you are ready and eager to begin. At this peak, it is valid to not feel peace, rather abundant expectation, an abundance of meaning, as we descend and begin to contribute in new ways throughout our journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. We have now come to the heart of our program, the awarding of degrees. President Huang, it is my pleasure to virtually present to you the candidates for graduate degrees to be awarded today.
By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Governors of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education and the Council of Trustees of this university, I hereby confer upon you the degrees to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. In testimony whereof, I present you a diploma, with a seal of the Commonwealth and authorized signatures affixed. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Several acknowledgments are in order as we conclude the program. We would like to thank the University Commencement Committee, the Edinboro University Singers, directed by Mr. Cody Mott, and the Edinboro University Pipes and Drums, directed by Mr. Sean Regan. We also thank university employees who assisted in the planning and delivery of this virtual ceremony. Congratulations and best wishes to all of our graduates. Thank you all for joining us for this ceremony and for making us proud as Fighting Scots.